With the crypto bill about to be implemented and selling pressure easing, do you think institutions will rush in? It's said that 600,000 bitcoins are ready to be dumped on the market. Do you think that's true? The SEC tried to pass the buck, but the market didn't buy it, and CZ came out and poured cold water on meme coins. Let me ask you, do you still dare to keep charging ahead? It's Wednesday, January 14th. This is the BTV Chinese channel Bitcoin Consensus. I'm Michael. Let's take a look at the most important data headlines from the past 24 hours. To update and remind our channel's viewers once again, BTV is here every day to keep you informed about everything big and small happening in Web3. Major events from small projects, minor updates from big projects, we cover it all for you. We hope that as you enter Web3 by improving your understanding, we can help you make more informed investment decisions. Where does understanding come from? From spending 15 minutes a day to finish reading the daily report. And the headlines are here to help you quickly sort out what exactly happened in the crypto world over the past 24 hours. All right, let's take a look at the data headlines. Recently, the US Senate has been working on a draft bill regarding the structure of the crypto asset market. As you all know, this isn't something meant to pump the market, but rather to set the table first, clarify the rules, and allow institutions and big players to confidently enter and participate according to those rules. So, the bill draws two clear lines, dividing crypto assets into commodities and securities. Decentralized networks are given the green light and exempted, so they can continue operating with peace of mind. But as for centralized institutions and companies, don't even think about skirting the rules anymore. Compliance is now a must, and you'll have to pay your dues. What's even more interesting is that on-chain data has already responded in advance. Let's take a look at the average spot order size on Crypto.com. After Bitcoin broke through $90,000, retail investors didn't rush in all at once. Instead, medium and large funds have been quietly reallocating their positions. At the very least, this suggests retail investors and market sentiment have not followed the lead or panicked. Instead, institutions, amid clearer regulations, are observing the situation and gradually adjusting their positions. In other words, this bill isn't a switch that will instantly send the market soaring. Rather, it's gradually pushing the market away from chasing news and trading on volatility, and toward a stage where things move according to rules, structure, and logic. So right now is the time for institutions to make early moves. Liquidity hasn't fully opened up yet, and we're still a long way from the kind of feverish frenzy you see at the end of a cycle. Let's look at the futures market again. Selling pressure here has already eased up. Previously, the 30-day average net trading volume had dropped to negative $489 million, but now it's only about negative $1 million. That selling pressure is just 1/10 of what it was at the previous peak. Although there's still net trading volume, which means sellers are still present, the strength behind the selling is gradually fading away. Based on past experience, as soon as the net trading volume starts climbing back towards zero, it means the deleveraging process is almost over and the market is nearing the end of its recovery phase. Now, the price movement is actually cooperating quite well. The volatility is tightening and prices are no longer breaking down continuously. It's like aftershocks following an earthquake. There won't be another major quake or a new round of heavy selling. So in the futures market, people are shifting from desperately selling to taking a break and waiting to see which direction things will go next. But for the bulls to truly take control of the market, we still have to wait until the net trading volume turns positive. That's when it really counts. Looking at the on-chain structure, the SOPR of long-term holders, LTH, who have held coins for more than 6 months recently dropped below 1. We need to keep a close eye on this. In the past, this kind of data only appeared during bear markets or major corrections. But interestingly, some people have started selling their tokens at a loss, and these are long-term holders. Let's look at the timeline. The last time Bitcoin was at this price level was in April 2025, about 9 months ago. So it's not surprising that some of those who became long-term holders after that are now finding it hard to hold on. But the good news is this wave of capitulation is still quite localized. Looking at the 30-day moving average of LTH's SOPR, it's still at 1.18, which means that over the past month, holders are still making an average profit of about 18%. Although that's a far cry from the bull market days, when returns of 2.0 or several times were common, it's still not at the point of total loss and panic. It feels more like a new batch of veteran holders are just starting to feel the pain. However, as long as the SOPR can stabilize around 1 or even rebound, then the selling pressure can ease up a bit. If this metric continues to stay below 1, then the correction could drag on for a longer period. Alright, before we get to the news, please give us a like. Our fan base has been growing especially fast lately, and that's thanks to every like and comment from you. Of course, if we were to sum it up, we've just followed some of YouTube's pretentious tricks. If only we had started acting cool 6 years ago. Alright, our news segment is here to help you sort out what has happened in the crypto world over the past 24 hours. Every piece of news we cover is aimed at enhancing your understanding. Today, we're going to look at evidence from Venezuela. Ever since Trump brought Maduro to the United States, people have started asking an even more provocative question. It's not about how the regime will change hands or how a smooth transition will happen. What people are really interested in is whether this country, which has been under sanctions for years, has quietly been building up its assets on the blockchain. So, there are rumors and some analysts speculate that the Venezuelan government might be holding as many as over 600,000 bitcoins, which at current prices would be about 60 billion US dollars. That number sounds pretty shocking, right? But is it really possible for them to have that much? When it comes to a dictatorship, I think it's hard to say.
Regarding the rumors circulating in the market that the Venezuelan government might control about $60 billion worth of Bitcoin, several blockchain analysts and on-chain data platforms have responded that, so far, there is no evidence in public blockchain data confirming such a large Bitcoin holding, nor have any on-chain addresses been found that can be clearly linked to the government. Therefore, this rumor still lacks technical and data-based verification.
Of course, what everyone is most worried about isn't whether they actually have 600,000 bitcoins, but rather, if the US really does seize 600,000 bitcoins, how will they handle these assets? Could it lead to a sell-off of 600,000 bitcoins? In fact, during last Sunday's livestream, we analyzed this for everyone. Logically speaking, they don't have more than 600,000 bitcoins, and even if the US were to take over these bitcoins, it's highly likely that from receiving them to holding them in reserve and eventually disposing of them in batches, it would be a slow process. There definitely wouldn't be an immediate sell-off. However, paying attention to this Bitcoin issue is indeed at the very center of this round of geopolitical drama.
In a recent interview, US SEC Chairman Paul Atkins neither confirmed nor denied the existence of the related Bitcoin assets, only stating that the situation still needs to be observed and describing the current circumstances as quite astonishing. When pressed on whether Bitcoin assets would be directly confiscated, he made it clear that such decisions do not fall within the SEC's jurisdiction and emphasized that the current focus remains on the Clarity Act, the cryptocurrency bill soon to be discussed in Congress.
Are we trying to take those Bitcoin off them? Well, I'll leave that to, others in the administration to deal with. I'm not involved with that.
All right, historically, the United States has indeed taken over and handled assets from other countries before. However, the US has never actually occupied the territory of other countries, nor has it claimed all of their assets or mining operations as its own. Instead, these matters have always been handled through transactions. But the focus of this incident isn't really on how things are ultimately handled. It's that the supposedly unshakable structure of international politics we once believed in, the set of pretentious logics we put our faith in at the United Nations, has now been completely overturned. Now, it's all about who can act more like a thug whose fist is stronger, isn't it? So, as we've predicted before, the future world will be fragmented into a series of confederations. One place using Bitcoin as its legal tender, another using Ethereum, and yet another using Dogecoin, all interconnected through the encrypted world of blockchains. We're already moving step by step toward this kind of world. The old logic of international politics just doesn't work anymore. What do you think? At the very beginning of this year, Binance Coin's private tokens started to skyrocket. Someone took 0.1 Binance Coin, about 85 US dollars, and rushed into a private token called I'm Here Damn It. This was shown in a Twitter image posted by Hey Yi. As a result, the account value once soared to $146,000, meaning that his $85 investment made a 1,720-fold profit. The entire community went absolutely wild. So, driven by these private coins like Binance Life, people on the Binance Smart Chain were launching all kinds of meme coins for several days in a row. As a result, the total market cap of meme coins once again broke through nearly $10 billion in a short period of time. But just when everyone was getting really hyped, the spiritual leader of meme coins, the Binance coin guru Zhao Changpeng, came out to pour cold water on everyone and deliberately hit the brakes.
Binance founder Zhao Changpeng made it clear that he does not oppose meme coins and acknowledges meme culture, but he repeatedly emphasized that any terms, memes, or jokes mentioned in his tweets do not constitute investment advice. If someone blindly buys a newly created meme coin with the same name just because of his tweets, the outcome is most likely not going to be ideal. He explained that most of his tweets are just casual chats and jokes, not intentional attempts to create meme coins. This statement is essentially him proactively distancing himself from the amplified influence his personal brand has had on the recent meme coin trends on the BNB chain.
When CZ tweets, I truly believe it's because he's worried people might get scammed, and he's concerned that his influence could be exploited by malicious groups. But on the other hand, even if CZ didn't tweet at all, someone could still create a meme coin called CZ's Silence or CZ's Trend, right? This is the fate that comes with being the richest and most influential figure in the crypto world. But then again, aren't all these meme coins still being launched on BSC? Aren't they still using BNB for transactions? The emissions continue and the money keeps flowing. Honestly, I don't see anything wrong with this logic at all. Our show released a special episode about meme coins at around 1 a.m. on Monday. This is definitely not the time when our channel usually gets the most traffic, but the viewership for this episode exceeded our expectations. The reason is that we recommended two coins that, in my opinion, best represent the meme coin sector in 2026. One is Dog on the Bitcoin chain, and the other is Giggle, which is closely backed by CZ himself. One is completely decentralized and the other is completely centralized. So what do meme coins represent? What is the core spirit and logic behind meme coins? Why is it that meme coins will definitely not disappear in the future and will only grow bigger and bigger? Please check out our special episode from Monday. It might give you a new perspective on understanding meme coins. Riding the wave of AI, expanding cross-chain capabilities, gaining compliance recognition, Sun's Tron empire keeps growing. As for Sun, how to evaluate him is up to you. Thailand is cracking down on grey area crypto funds, and exchange wallets have become the main target for regulators. All right, every time our production team encounters topics about Tron or Justin Sun, we always feel conflicted. Do you know why? Because opinions about Sun are extremely polarized, or even split three ways. Some people think he's stingy, some think he exploits others, some see him as an excellent entrepreneur, and others view him as an indomitable survivor. I'd like to ask everyone, could you write your fair and unbiased opinion of Sun in our comment section? Let's neither praise nor criticize nor bash, just be honest. In your mind, what kind of figure is Sun really? This is probably the most genuine survey we can do about Sun or about the Tron ecosystem. The comment section is yours. Today, what we're focusing on is that Sun is no longer content with making Tron just the king of stablecoins. He's now bringing ChatGPT along and moving AI creative tools onto the blockchain. Things like NFT creation, contract generation, all handed over to AI.
Recently, Tron has been accelerating its efforts in ecosystem partnerships and cross-chain expansion. In mid-January, it partnered with the global payment platform HKEX to jointly build a payment layer that supports agent-based payments. This payment layer has already been integrated with over 80 million merchants covered by Visa, connecting banking systems in more than 130 countries, enabling instant settlement of digital assets in retail and cross-border transfer scenarios.
I'm really proud of how far we've come over the past year. The progress we have made has been truly incredible. And I honestly can't wait to see all the amazing things that we will achieve before the year 2025 finally comes to a close.
On the cross-chain front, Tron has enabled seamless cross-chain circulation of TRX by connecting to the base chain through L0. In addition, Tron's leading NFT platform, ApeNFT, has been upgraded to AI NFT and has further partnered with the prediction platform Takeshi to promote the practical use of TRX and USDT in prediction markets, continuously expanding the ecosystem's reach.
Tron has recently been making a full push towards compliance. For example, on January 5th, TRC20 USDT received regulatory approval in Abu Dhabi. Why is that? Because Justin Sun took the lead in forming a T3 financial crime task force, which has actively frozen a large amount of USDT involved in cases on the Tron chain. So, when it comes to regulatory presence, they've really made their mark. But I have to speak up for the users here. Justin, the transfer fees for USDT on the TRC20 Tron chain are really outrageously high right now. When will they come down? Do we really have to sharpen the knife this fast? Can't we leave the users a little breathing room? Our channel is available in 7 languages, and surprisingly, the Thai channel has the best traffic. We really didn't expect that. The Thai channel was established the latest, but its traffic is growing especially fast. Why is that? It's because Thailand has always been something of a top student in Southeast Asia when it comes to cryptocurrency. What makes them stand out? The Thai government really knows how to strike the right balance with regulation. For example, in 2024, when they were reviewing crypto ads, it wasn't that they banned advertising altogether. They just checked whether your ad contained any exaggerated claims. Exaggeration is not allowed. Then in April this year, they reviewed all the foreign cryptocurrency platforms, peer-to-peer platforms, and exchanges. If you're suspected of money laundering or illegal funds, they're not going to let it slide. There's a Thai exchange called BitCub. When you convert USDT to Thai baht on it, you'll simultaneously receive an email with an invoice for your taxes. So Thailand's regulation is described as relaxed but measured. However, if you're looking for loopholes, they're now closing every single one of them.
This round of crackdowns has clearly expanded the scope of regulation. Gold and cryptocurrencies are now both key targets for monitoring gray funds. Any single gold transaction exceeding 2 million Thai baht, about $63,000, must be reported. The Anti-Money Laundering Office plans to lower the reporting threshold and is considering taxing online gold trading platforms, strengthening audits, and tightening oversight of capital flows across the board.
So Thai SEC right now has a good understanding about blockchain, about cryptocurrency. They are one of the first regulators in the world to create a digital asset exchange license.
Regulations on crypto are also tightening. Thailand has required the Securities and Exchange Commission to fully enforce compliance rules, mandating that exchanges collect and transmit identity information for both parties involved in wallet transfers. Although self-custody wallets have not yet been explicitly banned, compliance pressures will inevitably lead to stricter withdrawal reviews.
In addition to bringing crypto and gold under a unified regulatory framework, Thailand's Prime Minister Anutin has also stated that USDT exchanges should be available on every street in Thailand. Now in Thailand, you can use USDT to call a taxi directly, and you can even top up USDT on Grab. So when it comes to crypto regulation and financial innovation, Thailand is indeed very confident and ahead of the curve in Southeast Asia. That's why Thailand has been the world's #1 tourist destination city for 10 consecutive years. Now, if you look at the immigration lines at airports in Thailand, you can't get through customs in less than 2 hours.
This time, Polymarket truly made a name for itself at the Golden Globe Awards. Not only did it become the exclusive partner for the 2026 Golden Globes, but it also displayed real-time odds throughout the 3-hour live broadcast. In the end, not a single one of the 26 awards went against the odds. It practically turned the award ceremony into a massive live lottery draw. Silver has truly made a comeback this time. The market value of spot silver soared past $5 trillion in one go, surpassing Nvidia in size and second only to gold, firmly securing its place as the world's second largest asset. KB Koopman Corporate, a subsidiary of South Korea's largest financial group, KB Financial, has recently taken direct action by applying for a patent on a stablecoin card payment system. Essentially, this solution is a hybrid payment system that allows you to use stablecoins in the payment process, just like swiping a credit card. BAC didn't just bundle up Kelsey Polymarket and call it a day. CEO Armani Ferrante made it clear that they developed their own prediction market system from scratch called the Unified Prediction Portfolio. With just a single margin account, users can place orders, execute trades, and hedge, all in one streamlined process. It's essentially treating prediction markets as a professional trading platform. The Massachusetts District Attorney's Office has taken action, filing a civil forfeiture lawsuit in connection with a tender pig butchering scam, aiming to recover about $200,000 in USDT, at least giving victims hope that their money might be returned.
If you've started downloading exchanges and buying coins, congratulations, you've entered a field that's as close to money as it gets. But this field never guarantees certainty. What it offers you is simply the right to choose. All those so-called stable opportunities you see are essentially just probability bets. They just happen to look appealing on the surface. The real difference doesn't lie in whether your judgment is right or wrong, but in whether you still have the option to walk away. Many people don't go wrong because they chose the wrong direction, but because they went all in and left themselves no room to correct their mistakes. You think you're holding on to your beliefs, but in reality, you're just being controlled by others. The harshest thing about the market, especially the crypto market, is that it never warns you in advance when risks start to accumulate. It only settles all your mistakes the moment you lose your ability to choose. The market never offers certainty, especially not the crypto market. But you need to understand that you must hold on to your right to choose, because true advantage comes from having the freedom to exit at any time. If you get what I'm saying, give this a like. Here you'll find all our membership benefits. We hope you'll join as a member so we can hustle together and talk about things that can't be discussed openly on YouTube. Making money is just too straightforward. Let's talk behind closed doors. See you tomorrow.